Well, we just left Scott's house and we come over here with his family. We're going to go in here and show you a couple of their deer. This is Sydney and Blake's place, and Scott's family. You know, they got a family-oriented business with SB Woodwell and everything. But anyway, they're a close family, really sweet people. And while we're here before we leave, we wanted to be able to get some video of them and the kids and stuff and show you a couple of their awesome bucks. So we'll step in here and check it out.
Come on in. Come on in.
All right, Scott, introduce everybody.
All right, so, well, we're at Sydney's house, and this is my oldest daughter, Sydney. Her husband, Blake.
Hello.
And this is little Vienna, our
Hello.
first granddaughter, VB. Call her VB.
She's like, what's that camera?
She's just started walking not too long ago, so she's
Ready to roll.
yeah. And then over here, this is my wife, Kimmy.
Hello.
And our grandson from our youngest daughter, his name is Everett.
Hello, Everett. Look at them eyes.
And he is
There you go.
yeah, he's a daytime baby.
He's not going to be camera shy.
So I guess we'll tell a little story about a deer that these guys killed last year. Sydney did. It's kind of both of them, but
Yeah.
So this is the buck we're talking about.
so they just bought this place last. What? I guess you
June.
guys in June.
Yeah, we
They
got
didn't
moved
actually
in
move in
June.
until like July.
Yeah. Mid-July.
And immediately they've got there's the little bit of piece of ground they have here. There's alfalfa, and there's a lot of deer using this alfalfa field. And immediately they started getting trail cam pictures of this thing in velvet, and it was like, well, I've been taxidermy since I was in high school. I've done my own taxidermy, and I've never seen anything close like this. Deer's 27.5 inches wide. Like 24 inches wide really for us is wide, but either way, this thing we knew was wide. So at the time, Sydney was pregnant with Vienna. Time goes on. Vienna was born in the first part of November. Season goes on. This deer was in their yard several times. You come home, or woke up one morning and like got up at 8, and at 7:45 the deer was out in their backyard.
Yep.
So yeah.
Barely missed him.
So she's born. They come home from the hospital, and it was the night before rifle season, which was probably, I don't even remember now, like what, the 9th or 10th probably.
Yeah, it was Friday.
They come in, they walk in the front door like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and they look out the window, and that buck is standing out here in the alfalfa,
Broad daylight.
with some does. Blake gets his crossbow, and he sneaks up, goes up here behind the pond, and gets up there, and he shoots this deer.
And I recorded it. I have the video on my phone.
Right, so so she's recording she records all this from her phone out this window. Anyway, he thought it was a good hit, whatever. I told him, I was like, the next morning gun season's gonna be here. If that deer, he went right in here behind the house. So we told him, it's like, I was like, let's just leave him alone until morning, because if we jump this deer, he's not dead or whatever, then it's gun season, it's just a fiasco. There's people everywhere. Opening morning rifle season here in Missouri, so we did. So next morning I left at like 8:30 or whatever and come over here and we went to look for it. Well, we couldn't find it.
Found blood.
But we found a blood trail where he jumped the fence and went on the neighbor. So he gets out on the neighbor. We call the neighbor to go look for this deer, and they said, yeah, go ahead, no problem. So I guess we ended up jumping the deer. They jumped the deer. My other son-in-law took a shot at it running broadside. I took a couple shots out of it running straight away from me, but I knew this deer was already wounded, so it was like I'm not shooting.
Desperate.
And just kind of a desperation shot,
Yeah.
whatever. And the deer just keeps going and goes over the hill, out of sight, figured out of our lives, so.
Then we looked Sunday.
Yeah,
Didn't see
yeah.
nothing.
They went and looked Sunday, didn't find it, so he's just like, oh, well, who knows? Probably never find this deer. Well,
Next morning, Monday, I woke up at 5 a.m., had 2 pictures of him. One behind the house here, one over there. So
he
we
came right back.
knew he came
That's
back.
crazy.
Yeah, he came right back to where he was
Yeah.
and looked fine. And so we were like, oh, here we go again, So Kimmy had taken the week off of work
Yeah.
to just help with the baby. Well, Sydney would just sit out on the back porch and hunt because, I mean, they come right out here, you know, and...
Well,
and I
watch the baby.
Yeah, and I get a phone call. Sydney goes, "Big buck down, I got him, Dad. I got him." I'm like, "What?" And she goes, "Yeah, I got him. He come right out. I shot him." I was like, "You sure?" She goes, "Yeah. Hey, I hit him good and whatever." And I was like, "Oh man." So I'm in a tire stand 10 miles away from here, and I'm telling you, I come out of that blind, which was that blind. I come out of that stand like somebody threw a hand grenade in the window. I mean, I don't think I touched a step. It didn't take me probably 3 minutes. I was passing people. I got here. Blake was already on his way home from his job, and we go to recover this deer. And we find it. He's laying right there. Well, I take that back. Sydney could see it. She was up there. I was like, well, right. She could see it laying there. And I told her, I said, just, if that thing even twitches, shoot it again. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's laying. So I get here, we go to recover the deer, and I drag it out from it's underneath a cedar tree, and I drag it out, and half its rack is gone.
Something didn't look right.
And I was like, Sydney, I said, it's only got half a rack, you know?
Yeah, and I was like, are you kidding me? It broke, and I had we all had flashlights. And
she's like, no, she was like, no, it had its whole rack, and even Kimmy said,
I knew it did
she
when
saw
I shot
it.
it.
You know, Kimmy watched it and knew it had its whole rack, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, it must have hit a tree and broke off or something. So we just started looking. Well, we looked. It wasn't even 3 foot, and there laid that beam.
I just happened to put my flashlight on the ground, and I just saw it laying there.
So I'm like sticking it back on there, and we're all kind of looking at it like, I can't believe this thing broke its rack. You know, what's the odds? And then.
You just look at it.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it was a shadow.
Oh, look at that shot. He's dead.
Is this one?
Huh?
Is this buried? This one?
I don't know, but just what you're gonna say.
This him?
Here, hold this.
Where's this one?
Broke.
Are you kidding me? Where would it have gone?
Oh my God.
Are you freaking kidding me?
What the?
Get it.
Huh?
It's right there. Did I shoot it off? It's right there.
Oh my God. He broke it off and he ran in here.
Oh my God.
What in the hell? What else is gonna happen with this story?
Oh my God, thank God it's there. Look how much it's shaking. Oh my God.
Can you fix that when you mount it?
Hell yes, I can fix it, but you'll never. Here, Sydney.
Go, get the flashlight.
Holy shit. Hey. Oh my God. Can you believe this?
Are you freaking
Where's that flashlight?
Here.
He broke it off.
Oh, thank God it was right there, though. Oh my God.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Sydney. He's dead.
He's dead. He's finally dead.
This is it.
Oh my God. I cannot believe he broke it off.
I cannot either. What the hell did he hit?
I can't believe I found it. Thank God I found
What
it.
it must have dug into the dirt or something,
Yeah.
because there was nothing for it to hit right here. It was laying right here. It did.
And then I got to looking, and there, you can look real close. There's a perfect bullet hole right through the beam. You can see that.
Oh yeah, that's crazy.
So I think that that Saturday that we looked for, when I shot at it, I think I hit it in the beam, and it just weakened its antlers enough that when it went through the brush, it hit the ground and it broke off.
Broke it the rest of the So he took a bullet to the horn.
He took a bullet to the horn, but it did not blow the horn off.
Yeah, and then it broke off after the second.
And then a deer that wide running around still chasing does for 3 or 4 days or whatever, still didn't break. That thing could have got broke off at any time. We'd have never found it.
What did y'all name this thing? Lucky?
No.
I don't think
Well,
we ever.
we actually named him Stubby because he didn't
Oh,
have
yeah.
a tail. It was just a little stub.
He's got a little bitty stubby tail, and we've got a trail cam picture of him with a little bitty stubby tail. So yeah, I guess he was stubby. But
Yep.
so yeah, so then there was some other stuff that kind of went along with that, all the drama that goes along when you shoot a big deer, but we won't even get into all that. But
So what's the measurements on this deer?
so he's 27.5 inches wide on the widest point, which is basically tip to tip. And then I think he grows
174 now.
Yeah, 174.
174 and a half.
Yeah.
Good.
In which it looks a lot bigger than that, but it's just because
the
he's so
pictures.
wide. You know, the pictures,
Pictures
look
looked
just
like he was a
ridiculous,
200-inch deer.
Yeah.
But so like I told you before, I do taxidermy, so I did the mount, and I intentionally put the horn back on and left the bullet hole in it. Just, you know, I didn't fill all that in.
Well, it tells the deer story.
Yeah.
Why take it away from it
Exactly.
when it happened? Why take it away from the deer?
Yeah, I mean, it's just what happened.
Yeah.
So yeah, these, it was quite a deal, but not too bad, I guess, for buying your first piece of property and
No.
not even small property.
Yeah.
I'm just glad my wife got him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did. He always said
If
that.
anyone shoots him, it better be Sydney.
Yeah. With all the neighbors around, because he
Yeah.
wasn't a shy deer. I mean, he showed himself to everybody.
He
A lot
was,
of people
yeah.
saw him.
Yeah, he was very public.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I guess this was kind of his home.
So after, you know how that goes. So after he was dead, then everybody, oh yeah, I saw him here. I got pictures here. I got, you know. So then, but nobody was wanting to say nothing about it. But
Yeah.
Oh yeah, anybody see a deer like that, they're gonna keep it under their hat, especially if they got a chance to.
yeah, but
To
he,
go
he
after
did
it.
get. And I don't know. There was another deer that they found across the road that was dead that had the same
Genetics.
just super wide like that. He wasn't nothing like that. He was
No.
real wide.
Yeah.
So there must be something with genetics over there, but.
Well, hopefully that'll stick around,
I hope so too.
and y'all get. I mean, that right there is a buck of a lifetime.
I mean, a buck of a
Oh,
lifetime.
I'm telling you, I've never seen anything like that around here, you know.
That's all I kept saying was I'll never shoot another deer like this again in my life. I couldn't believe it.
Just because it's so wide.
Yeah.
And you've got
Here,
more
They
deer.
got, her and her husband's got some other deer in here, but so I'm a member of a lot of these hunting groups or whatever on Facebook and stuff, and there's always this, everybody's like, oh, how old is this, you know, how old do you think this deer? There's always this question, how old? Well, I've got something I want you guys all over the country. This, you know, is based off the, you know, Missouri, Midwest or whatever, but I'd like to see comments about what you guys think, because there's probably not a lot of people that will do this, but because of being a taxidermist, there's one measurement that we have to take, and it's the corner of the eye to the tip of the nose. And we have been lucky enough to have a few deer that we've watched that we know for sure that are at least 7 or 8 year old deer. And it's not a huge difference in the measurement, but there's definitely every deer that we know is an older deer, like say 6, 7, 8, or maybe even older, will have this measurement. So I'm going to say 97% of the deer that I've ever mounted will have an eye to nose measurement. We'll go in here and look at, and I'll kind of give you an example. We'll have like an eye to nose measurement of like 7.5 inches is probably average, 7 3/4, whatever. But if you take like this deer right here, we know, because we watched him actually he was going downhill, and so we know this deer was at least 8 years old, just by pictures.
Yeah, we had like 4 years
Yeah,
of pictures.
and if you'll just measure from the, you know, don't just when the deer just let in its natural position, just measure from the very corner of the eye to the tip of the nose, and this deer is 8 inches. You get an 8-inch measurement, and I guarantee you that's an old, mature deer. You'll have these people that'll experience ground shrinkage, and then they're like, you know, well, he was an old deer, he needed to be taken out or whatever. Well, he's probably not. You know, if you measure, do that eye. So here's a deer with a good rack. I mean, these are, but I don't think there's a real older deer. And you just, like this one here will be, that's 7 inches. This one here, 7.5. I know it's not a lot of difference, but if they are 8 inches from the corner of the eye, tip of their nose, and I want you guys to, you know, when you take deer and you think it's old, take those measurements and just just see and comment somewhere, you know, about it. Because I think there's something to that.
Lisa, what is all these deer, Missouri deer, but what's the measurement on that one? What are some of the measurements on these? Do you know what?
Scores, you mean?
Yeah, scores.
He would.
Yeah, that one. This one was 148. Sydney was 147 because we were really close.
Yeah, they were so close.
Yeah, that was like a 145. That was like a mid 150.
Yeah, that one would probably be. I mean, because you're just adding some more. Well, plus you got it. You know, that's an 8, and where these are 10s. That, you know, that you're gonna get.
Yeah, anytime you get past the 8, they start putting the inches on.
Yeah. And that's another thing. It's tine length that makes all the difference. That mass measurement doesn't make a whole lot of difference. It's the tine length and the number of tines, obviously. You know.
That nar's got a hole in the horn and everything. He's got a lot of character.
Yeah, he was cool buck.
This buck
Sydney got
here.
that one when she was like 9 years old, and that's got 13, I think 13 and a half G2s.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. This is the deer we actually called him Lucky.
Lucky, yeah.
Because,
Oh, so that's lucky.
Yeah.
yeah.
We would pass him up, and then when we decided we were going to shoot him, then he would never show up.
And finally, you got a chance at him.
Yeah.
Y'all have some beautiful deer. Beautiful family, beautiful deer, beautiful property.
Fun stories and
Just good times.
good times,
Yeah.
exactly.
That's
Man,
the
there's a
main
lot-
thing about hunting is making the memories.
There
Oh,
is,
yeah.
but there's a lot of there's a lot of downs.
Yeah, there is. It's a roller coaster.
Yeah, there's more downs than ups.
Oh, it makes the ups worth it.
Yeah.
So, I was saying my favorite shed story. Blake and I were dating, and it was right at the beginning of bow season. You know, it's usually hot at first. Yeah. And it was 90 degrees. He was begging me to go. I didn't want to go because I was like, we're not going to see any deer. So we go. Anyways, I gave in, and we get there, and just like the normal buddy stand we go to, he was walking, and he kept trying to get me to go in front of him, and I was like, go, I'll follow you, I don't, you know, let's go. And we get to the edge of the field, and he stops again, and he goes, just go ahead. And I was like, you go. And he's like, no, go. So I said, whatever, you know, I'm sweating. I step in the field, and I happen to look up, and I just see this big shed laying there, and I look at him, and he looks at me, and I said, I saw it first. And I took off running, and when I got there, I flipped it over, and it said, Sydney, will you marry me on it? And
That
so,
is-
yeah, it was the best.
That is awesome. And this
Yeah,
is the
there it
shed.
Is the writing still on it?
Yeah.
It is, yeah.
That's cool. Just try that memory. Mine's 53 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Yeah, we've been married for 4 years, so that was about 5 years ago. When that
And that's our
happened.
happy little family that started with the deer shed.
Yep.
Watch her look at me. She's looking at that camera like, you're photogenic,
What
can't
do
you
you
tell?
see?
Yeah. Well, as you can see, that was some of Missouri's finest deer. Really enjoyed this day with Scott and his family. Me and Daddy-O got to meet some really good people, see some good bucks, and this will make a real good video of just their deer. So remember, if you like what we're doing, please subscribe and like. This is going to be the final video of the Missouri trip. So hope y'all enjoyed. Please drop a comment below of some of the favorite parts of this video. And as always, God bless. We'll see you on the next video. See you.